I'm Manasvi Sharma, and I work for a company called Lowe's. For those who don't know Lowe's, Lowe's is a massive retailer out in the US. It's a Fortune 35 company with over $90 billion of revenue. Uh, we are a very, very technology-centric company. Think of it that technology is a driver for business for us, not an enabler. 1,800 plus stores, and we have a massive engineering center out here in India. Right? So the only two offices for Lowe's is US and India. All right. What do I do at Lowe's? I take care of something called as Omnichannel platforms, which powers pretty much all the transactions that happen in stores, the .com, the mobile, and every other channel that we have, including contact centers. What am I going to talk about today? See, I think we all have lived through an evolution. And, just to give a sense, I have probably been coding for more than 35 years now, right? I started coding when I was 5 years old. So, we have seen a lot of evolution in technology, right? And what I have understood is that as and when business needs are changing, consumer preferences are changing, technology needs to keep pace with it, right? Technology is always serving some customer need or making sure that you understand that, hey, this is something that you can go to, right? This is something that you can go to make your lives better. And retail has also innovated in a similar manner. And we'll just go through a little bit of that journey and see where things are moving. So this is something that if you would have keenly observed how retail companies, commerce has typically grown. You have single channels, or you used to have single channels. I go to a store, there is some checkout system on the POS. I check out, and we still do that in all our mom and pop stores. If I may take the liberty, this is how all, in fact, e-commerce solutions or the so-called digital channels have also evolved. Right? At the end of the day, you are serving from your .com, and that's how it is. Right? Boom came the mobile revolution. E-commerce is everywhere. Retailers want to go omni-channel. They want to serve their customers. Customers also are very, very frustrated. Hey, I made a cart in mobile. I'm not seeing it in .com. Can I actually at least have the case history when I actually, call up my customer care? So customers are also demanding some level of seamlessness, right? In around the decade from 2010 to 2020, you would have seen a lot of retailers going into what we popularly call as omni-channel, multi-channel strategies. And e-commerce engines have started coming into offline spaces, right? Because they understand that you cannot sell deep experiences without actually getting into offline. Right? So a lot of, you have seen Amazons, you have seen the homegrown, crowd of Mintras and Flipkarts also doing some sort of an offline play to actually give the experience that customers are demanding. And this is pretty much the world which we know today. Now, it's not a firm statement because a lot of companies are trying to do something beyond this, but this is where most of the companies are. You are going to get your experiences on either an Amazon.com or a Flipkart.com or a Lowe's or any other retailer that you talk about. But what is really happening is that customers are moving faster than what technology and what retail companies are actually doing. Customers today, and just a data point that I remember, back in 2001, there were around 2 touch points that the customer had. Today, the average is around 6 touch points. So what are they looking at? Customers are looking at commerce when they see a display board. Customers are seeing commerce in airplanes. Customers are seeing commerce in gyms. Customers are seeing commerce in social media, wearables, everywhere that they go, right? And what are they demanding? They are demanding a very, very seamless journey around it. When I say seamless, think of it, I am a brand, right? I have a wonderful experience. And just to take an example without hurting anyone's IP, but taking an example, you go to a Samsung.com and they have such beautiful examples around bespoke range of appliances. You can customize your panels and everything else, right? Now, that's a beautiful experience that Samsung has made. But are retailers actually able to get that experience? Right? No. You go to a retail shop, you have what is cut out, and you just buy it and come out, right? But customers are demanding more. They want experiences which are seamless, not only within the boundary of the enterprise, but also outside the enterprise. I want to go talk to the customer with the relevant experiences at every touch point. So that's where the customers are. And the traditional way architectures are built, they really don't cater to this. When we talk of headless, when we talk of API based, when we talk of separation of layers, pretty much it serves your own enterprise, right? You don't think about the ecosystem at all. Right? And that's where I think there is a time for us to rethink on how we want to shape up. If I just have to take, and I think a bunch of you would be practicing technologists, so if I just have to take a similar view on how architectures have evolved. And I just did not draw the box for a monolith. I think everyone knows a monolith, and that's a journey. But going back in early 2000s, this is probably how very, very smart engineers thought. Let's differentiate front end and back end, and maybe divide the data layer out. And that was a new paradigm then. It worked, and this is the first thought around being headless, right? Now, in what measure? We all understand it today in hindsight. At some point, we started looking at, even greater separation of layers because there were scaling needs which we had to, talk about. APIs became vogue. You create clean APIs. Within your organizations, people want to use APIs. To create certain experiences and things like that. So that's where tiering, etc., came in. And then we all understand that microservices, separation of concerns, having very, very clean API contracts. It's very evolved at this point in this point in time. Data no longer resides in single systems, or there aren't just 2 or 3 databases that you are working with in an organization or any large enterprise or retailer. Data, whatever is suitable to put the data, we use those databases. So this is pretty much where things are right now. Now, this has a problem, right? This is a problem because this is all made for within the enterprise. Right? If I honestly ask, and I'm sure that some of you would be, doing this stuff, making and coding products. If I ask you that, hey, can your product, even as Lowe's, if I say that, hey, as Lowe's, can I put down an experience in a jiffy to bring another brand or brand experience onto Lowe's? I cannot. We'll probably, create a 3-month plan. We'll have integrations. We'll have, we'll talk to people. Startups may do it in, another couple of weeks. It will be patchy. It may scale. It may not scale. Right. So that's where we are. So I just want to bring everyone to how we see things are going to evolve. Right? And if you start thinking about it, there has to be a little bit higher abstraction over and above the microservices that you use. And thinking of your own capabilities. And when I say capabilities, I think a lot of us are very naturally inclined to think about digital capabilities, right? We think about externalizing payment systems. We think about externalizing, uh, uh, you know, catalog systems. We think about externalizing whatever digital assets we have. But think about it in this manner that can we rethink assets, even physical assets, right? And put them into discrete, functionally discrete business capabilities, right? Which can be integrated into hybrid applications, right? Now, some of them I as Lowe's will build, right? Or you will build as Target or whatever company you are in, right? And some of them will come from your vendors, your ecosystem, your partners, right? And that is the foundation of new experiences that your consumers are asking for today. Now, these, these units or these business capabilities do need to have very, very clean interfaces. They need to have API interfaces. They need to have event interfaces for them to actually, have any meaning, right? So, think of it more like an expanded definition of headless, right? Am I headless for the entire ecosystem? And can I make those very powerful experiences? So this is the basic premise. And if you start thinking, what does it give you? You would be able to compose applications. You will be able to compose experiences for your customers, right, which are meaningful to them, which create value for them, right? Can I actually take a customer, from a billboard to an offline store, to a service construct that may be provided by someone else? Right? Those are the powerful journeys that your customers are looking for. Right? And that's what it allows you to do. Secondly, I think as technologists, we get into a space where at a lot of places, business agility is at an angle to technical agility, right? We understand technology and technical agility in terms of APIs, microservices, compositions within the enterprise. But what your businesses are really, really asking for is, can I actually solve for a business paradigm? In Lowe's, for example, we get requests that, hey, can we, pull in a new type of delivery method, and how can it be done? And it's not something which is alien or unique to Lowe's, but pretty much in every enterprise, pretty much in every retailer, such an ask where a new method of delivery needs to be booted up will probably take a few weeks to months, right? And that's not what your business is really, really looking for. So this gives you a way to align more with your business use cases, with your business partners. The third, the data intelligence that we are privy to, what we analyze every other day, is really a data which resides with us, right? Very few companies understand the entire customer journey, the likes of Google, etc., who at least capture someone at a very top of the funnel in a digital scenario. They understand some parts of the journey, but even for them, they don't understand what's happening with them in, say, a .com or in a store. So this gives a very, very good view or capability to actually think about the entire customer journey, the experiences which are very custom to your customers, and how they are taking it up, what are they demanding. And last, I think we have spoken about this multiple times, seamless customer journeys, right? Uh, and one important part around it, and um, though this seems to be very easy, I don't think that there is enough work that we have today for it. Right? So, for example, what makes a journey seamless? If I start with a Garmin watch in a gym, does that give me a seamless journey into, say, a Flipkart.com, right, or an Amazon.com? It does not. The journey is very, very broken. The experience pieces are very, very broken, right? So a very important aspect, a very important building block is to think of the customer journey and not just, the building blocks that we have. Lastly, it does come with a cost, and it does come with, points that we need to think about. Security, personally identifiable data are two very, very important concepts. When enterprises are going beyond their own boundaries, data is being shared, this is something that needs to be really thought about. The second is this entire vision of composable, headless business capability, creating experiences will evolve some new industry standards. Right? Today, we have the core elements, we have the webhooks, we have the APIs, we have the messaging infrastructure, but there aren't still standards to make the journey seamless, and that's what it will come to. Presentation, orchestration, and management is what I just spoke about, and it's not just from a consumer-facing lens; it's also from a business-facing lens. Right? I need to be very, very, it should be very, very easy for businesses to actually integrate and build these units. That's all that I have